What?
There we go.
Oh, this is so bizarre.
Well, we are very glad to be here.
So many people have just come here.
How's it going in here? Looks like you have a big crowd.
Here we go. Is there not a plug back here?
It's great to be here. See everyone.
Hi there!
We almost got a full house here.
Almost got a pair.
Welcome everyone.
Look at all the pretty people. You're so pretty. I want to touch you. Anyway, I'm just like, I mean it that way. I'm leaving.
Alright, so how are things in Ireland?
I don't know. It's there.
It's funny because she's Scottish.
Yes, I'm Scottish. I'm in Scotland. I don't know how things are in Ireland, but in Scotland things are doing okay. It's a bit windy though, so yeah, it's always windy and rainy here. What am I talking about? Apart from the weather, it's great. Yay!
So Silver Quill's like putting on his face. Did you get into a song, Silver Quill?
Yeah!
Enthusiasm.
I need to look through your teeth. Look at that bunch over there. What am I doing here? Where are you people? Order.
This community. It could be plugged in.
Maybe I should do it. Put some stones.
Still. Overreaction. No, everything he
Hey, when I makes things explode, it's intentional. He just said it's unintentional.
Intentional explosions don't go well. Where's our...
I'm just waiting for this like shine in your eyes because your Silver Quill will happen. It's still warming up.
Yes.
There we go.
They're on their way.
Scrub.
Is the sound okay? Can you give us a sound check?
Checking. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, look!
Alrighty.
Alright,
so I suppose we should get this started.
If we do a sound check here, you guys might know the song, but you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on! Never heard a rap song like this. Come on!
Alright, so I suppose we should get this started. This is reviewing and collaborating. And I am not the panel head, so I should not be announcing this. Alright, so, but on my left is the glorious DRWolf. To my right is Argent Featherpen. Sorry, Silver Quill. You're gonna poke my eye out with that thing one day. Okay, and also joining us is the lovely Ink Rose. And the fantastic Mad Munchkin. And me, I'm nobody. I mean, I think I'm a fiery joker or something, or a joshscorcher. I don't know. Collaborating, and what we are all going to do is we are going to teach you our basic philosophies of how to review and collaborate, what are good ideas and what are bad ideas. Okay. You first.
I imagine that I've probably done more collaboration projects in the Brony fandom than any other YouTuber I know. I've worked with more artists and animators and voice actresses and other YouTubers and editors and so on and so forth. And
so take his word as the gospel.
You're in Utah, so.
It's funny because he's Mormon.
Still, I have worked with a lot of different people, and I've learned a lot of different methods on what does and does not work, and what I look forward to and what I really prefer to avoid. And when you are putting together a collaboration, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what can me and this person put together that neither one of us could do on our own? What is it that either one of us adds to a project that improves upon what neither of us could do on our own? So I remember that some of my early collaboration projects were indeed just to see, hey, could I work with this person? Could I make something that's better because I'm working with this person? And some of my early collaboration projects, I remember one of my first ones was with Buck Brony, where we did a review of Cutie Pox, and I did a video with KP about our thoughts on Moon/Nightmare Moon. And looking back at those now, I can tell there was a lot more that I still needed to learn about how to put together a collaboration, and even now I'm still picking up on little tricks I never figured out before. I suppose that both Josh and Silver Quill and even Mad Munchkin and Ink Rose here, we've all been getting a lot of different requests for collaboration projects. Like every month I can count at least 2, maybe 3 dozen new volunteers who say, hey, I want to work with you on a project. And more often than not, I see the primary motivating factor behind wanting this person to collaborate with me is because they want to do it because it's cool. They just want to work with you because, hey, I want to get my face out on your channel because you have this really big audience. It's okay to have that kind of motivation, but that's not enough to create an interesting collaboration project. It's not going to bring something necessarily new to the table. And when I'm thinking about the projects I've done with many, many different people, like with the Emote with DRWolf series in particular, I get a lot of people who want to be a guest on that series. And not a lot of them seem to realize how much work goes into each episode, because it's more than just putting together a script over the course of an hour and a half. Not everybody has any experience with recording dialogue with a microphone, or even a decent microphone, because I remember when I was first starting out making my review videos, I had just the onboard microphone that comes with these laptops. There was no separate connection. And it's not the best, but you can make it sound pretty decent if you make little changes here and there, like using Audacity the way Josh explained it yesterday, using the noise removal tool, or getting your face right up next to the microphone and adjusting the volume settings.
Something like this.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. But there are a lot of people who don't seem to understand that when you're writing the script and you have a great idea, that doesn't necessarily translate well if you have no experience with recording dialogue of your own. if you want to be able to get into making videos, you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to practice, and then you're going to have to go do some study, and then you're going to have to practice some more. Everybody thinks that when they're just starting out, they will be as good as the people they look up to and who inspire them, and then immediately get disappointed when nothing they record sounds anywhere good compared to those they respect. And you have to remind yourself that it takes a long time to get to that point. And even now, there's still so much more I can learn. I look back at videos even just 6 months ago and I realize now, you know, I could have tweaked a couple of things a little bit better now, knowing what I know now. And even next year, I'm sure I'm going to look back at what I'm doing right now and thinking, you know, I could have done this and this a little bit better next time. It's a continuing process. And when you're collaborating with someone, you have to think to yourself, what can I add? What can this other person add to a project that neither one of us could do on our own? If you can't really think of a compelling reason for adding something to what they can do that they couldn't already do on their own, then maybe you need to rethink doing a collaboration project. Maybe you should be working with somebody who is still learning just as much as you are. Work your way up, that kind of thing. You can't expect that your first shot out of the door is going to accomplish everything you set out to try to do. Those are my initial thoughts. I don't want to take too much time away from everyone else. We have four other people.
I should have made you go last. You were talking for a while.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I'll go next. First piece of advice I can give you is make sure the person you're collabing with, make sure your personalities complement each other. Because when I collabed with Silver Quill, we were able to keep up with each other's maniacalness.
I got shot out of a cannon.
That's the thing. And so the thing is that you want personalities to be complementary. You either want two people to be very, very goofy, very, very silly, and be able to keep up with each other's jokes. Otherwise, you get collabs where one guy's just stealing all the attention and the other guy's just there.
You can get a straight man.
Yes, I was getting to that. You can get a straight man. It's and in a lot of my reviews, it's I play the straight man because I'm the one who like sets up the joke so that the other person can have their time in the limelight. And DRWolf constantly plays the straight man. It's like whenever we collab, I'm the goofy one, he's the straight man.
I feel that that's his lot in life.
Whatever works. I'm the calm and collected guy that all the randomness needs to happen around me so I can react with this expression all the time.
Yes, people don't get the straight man enough credit. It's like the straight man is the guy who sets up the joke.
That helps the audience laugh at that situation.
It kind of reminds me of how in Splatoon, Callie and Mary, Callie kind of sets up the joke and then Mary just, if anyone plays Splatoon, you'll know what I'm saying.
That's like you can do this for like any comic or two. It's like Abbott and Costello is the best funny man and straight man duo probably in history. So who here knows what Abbott and Costello is?
Woo! Thank you, I don't feel old now. Even though I am.
But yeah, second piece of advice I want to give to people who are collaborating is, well, he already stole the thunder of what I wanted to say, so you already did very good. But the advice I want to give is make sure you're both contributing equally. It's like make sure you're all contributing something equally, because if one person does most of the work, and the other person just kind of along for the ride, at the end of the day, the person who does the most of the work is gonna feel cheated. They're gonna feel like the other person's mooching off of them. So if you can, it's gonna suck doing this, but you gotta convince us hey, you need to contribute something a little more. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do all the work. So you can leech off my king. And I can't words right now. Sorry. So yeah, that's my second piece of advice. Contribute equally. Have you both work on the script have you both work on the script equally, or have anyone? It's like if one person's editing, so it's like, hey, is there anything I can do? Is there anybody else I can contact to help you? Is there anybody Is there any way I can help? Is there any way I can speed this process along? It's a collaboration. You're supposed to be helping each other. It's for your mutual benefits. So you should benefit mutually. You should benefit equally. I'm not trying to be Starlight Glimmer.
We're all equal here.
No. Alright, Silver Quill?
Actually, I think, Matt, how about you take turn?
Okay.
Yay, I get to go. Yay. Whenever I start to do any project, I make sure that it's going to be a lot of fun and that I'm full of enthusiasm from the get-go. If I'm talking too fast or if you can't understand me, please tell me, because I do have a habit of talking fast when it's not scripted. Anyway, so we're doing a collab. It's like a lot of it has already been said, but don't do a collab just for the sake of doing a collab. If you know what I mean. Like, say you're a great admirer of someone and it's like, oh, I want to do a collab with this person, but you're only doing it for just trying to get something out of them. And it's like, it should be what's already been said. What can I contribute to this if we do work together?
Make me famous overnight.
Say that again?
Make me famous overnight.
Yes, basically. But it's also just the case of get to know the person you want to work with beforehand. Don't just leap into a project right away, because inevitably there may be a character clash, or just the way that you work is so different that you can't really work together. You might get on as two people, but working together might be a little bit of a trial, and you don't want it to end up a disaster. So basically what I'm saying is just try to keep it fun and make sure that everyone is going to get something out of it, so not one person is doing all the work, as has already been said. But collabs are great fun anyway, but they are a lot of work and can take sometimes double or even triple the amount of time as another usual video does. So the collab that I did with Silver Quill and DRWolf is a good example. That took a while to make, but that was good fun. So, yeah, keep it fun, basically.
Okay, Inkaros, you can go now?
Yes. Yeah.
She's so cute!
Munchkin!
Sorry if you hear my birds in the background. They can be loud sometimes. I have 2 parakeets, so you might be hearing them chirping or flying around in the background.
Careful, Silver Quill might get excited!
Thanks for covering.
I love them. Okay. Well, I don't know, but how many of you have seen the Lethal Halloween video with Mage and I and a bunch of other? Like, raise your hand if you've seen it. Woo! Yay! Lethal Halloween. Okay, that was a really fun one to work on. But the thing is, it was also kind of a really hard thing to work on, because the thing is, Mage was putting so much work onto herself in this collab. It was kind of insane. She did so much work just trying to do all these artwork, all the poses. She did all the editing, she did all the sound effects, she did the animation, and because of that, it took a very long time to come out. And that's the thing in collabs. Sometimes a person wants to do the work themselves. I'm that kind of person where I want to, if it's my project, I want it to be my baby and I want to do it myself. But sometimes, you just gotta let people help you. So I tried my best to help Mage out. I did almost all those text boxes actually. I wrote out all the text for all those boxes at the bottom. But that's a big thing when it comes to collabs. Even though someone is telling you, no, it's okay, I'll do the work, it's alright, I've got this, sometimes that'll make the video take way longer. So you want to let people help you, even if you want to do it yourself.
I don't need no help from no pony!
That episode.
Don't be Applejack, that's what I'm trying to say in that sense. Also, another very handy tool for collabs I find is using Google Docs. Because if you've used it before, you know that you can get a shareable link, and so you two can literally type on the same page at the same time. Also, Skype is a great way to help each other out. It's a good way to get messages and be able to keep up with each other in real time. It's free, and when it comes to microphones, by the way, I use this one right here.
That's hard to
I was
work.
able to get it, thankfully, because my dad is a voice actor, so
Oh,
that's
wow.
things.
There we go.
That's about it. Everyone else said everything.
All right, it's turn.
All right, so what you need first are 12 cans of Red Bull. Spin in a circle, bark like a dog 3 times, and then you're ready to start. No. The big question is always, is this going to be fun? We do reviews for fun. We are watching this show for fun. If this is going to feel like a chore or an uphill struggle, don't commit to it. I mean, it's going to be stressful. There will always be production issues. There will always be trying to get this done. But the goal is you're going to make something fun and be proud of it. If the end result is you're like, oh, well, that's done, then what have you accomplished? That energy is not going to show through in the final product, I can guarantee you. It's not going to entertain the audience as much as you hoped, and you're going to come away less enthused. You're going to have a negative effect. So ask yourself, every step of the way, is this going to be a fun final product? Is it worth keep going? And I will say I've had to cancel collaborations and felt awful doing so. But I looked at this and thought, this is not working. This is going to be toxic at the end, and no one's going to benefit. So I had to say, look, I'm sorry, but I'm calling this off. And again, it feels awful. So knowing if you can work with people, knowing your style and their style, knowing if you can either play off one another or enhance by contrast, is incredibly important. And that's why when people, I too get a lot of messages, hi, I've never made a YouTube video before, but I'd like to do a collab with you.
Yes.
Mother of God, who are you? I don't know you.
You gotta be able to prove yourself.
And that's usually why I say have at least 3 videos on your channel to show off. Just say, here's what I can do, here is the quality of my production. Now, I am also someone who really wants to make this video at a child. I want the graphics to look great, I want to have a visual blending, so I end up usually drawing my co-host's character over. Josh and Ink are the only ones who have been kind enough to give me their source files that I could make new poses off them.
You're welcome.
And even then, I might end up redrawing them, just because I'm funny like that. And that can double or triple your production time, depending on the situation. So I'd also argue that collabs are not just, oh, hey, a new episode came out, let's collab. Was this a big episode? Was this an episode that warrants multiple perspectives? People were arguing back and forth about Magical Mystery Cure, Equestria Games, Cancelot Wedding, way back in the day. That's Slice of Life. Well, then you got to ask, well, okay, are we just going to say, hey, I like that, and I agree. Well, that's so great we agree on everything. We're so agreeable. Why are you here? So again, it's really ask yourself, does this warrant a discussion? But also, are you going to approach this from a mutually respectful way? I got a message once from a person saying, hey, I hear you like Fluttershy. I think she's the most psychotic worst of the main 6. Let's do a collab about what? It's like, no, I don't want to have to defend my favorite character against an accusation. Do you want to say,
Not fun at all.
here's the strong and the weak points, let's talk about them. Great. But as it was, that did not sound fun at all. So that, and again, it always comes down to that word, okay, say it with me now, fun! And now we're scaring the birds.
That's new.
All right.
Well, what else do we want to discuss? Want to go into reviews?
Well, we each handle collaborations in our own unique way.
I suppose I'm a little different in how I handle a lot of collaborations because in many cases I am drawing in not only guests who are well known and who have worked with me before, but occasionally guests who I have never worked with before and aren't well known in the fandom. And I want to work with them because, for one, they've come up with an interesting discussion idea. Two, they've actually proven that they're capable of recording worthy dialogue, that they understand how to get a clear and concise sound. And sometimes, on rare occasion, that same person will say, I will draw all the art for this project. I will put in the majority of the effort because I really want to talk about this topic with you and I really want an answer. And there have been such cases where, yes, I think that is a worthwhile project because it's not taking that much away from my normal everyday projects. I can sit and belt out a script in an hour to an hour and a half and record lines and edit everything together in another hour to an hour and a half. And if they're willing to put in the however many weeks it takes to draw every single panel of that project, then yes, that can work because that is the particular style I go for. I like involving a lot of different people and I like being able to give new people a chance to show their skills if I can see there's something worthwhile here. That doesn't work with everybody who wants to do collaboration projects though. I mean, like with Josh and Silver, they want to do projects that involve a lot more bombastic comedy for one.
Usually with bombs.
Slap, stick.
Involving?
It didn't stick. Fail!
Oh, comedy.
I gotta say, a good example of a new person that really is one that, Finn the Pony, basically, was a good example of a new person getting into the fandom that made very nice quality videos, that had very nice editing and good personality involved. And I think that's one of the reasons why DRWolf used him for that DRWolf vacation sort of project.
The anniversary special.
That anniversary, yes, that one. Because he was brand new, but he brought a really nice, different sort of thing to the table. And that's what made him want to do collabs with, like DRWolf wanted to do a collab with Finn the Pony. So I think he's a good example of that.
There's a little bit more to that particular example because one of his very first videos that was very, very good at drawing attention from some of the other YouTubers out there was a top 10 reviewers in the fandom video that he put a lot of work into. And it was basically, the way Josh had put it, stroking our ego. It was able to get our attention because, hey, I want to hear what he says about me. And then I noticed, hey, there's actually a lot of production value in this. And hey, he actually knows how to record dialogue. And hey, he's putting in a lot of research and he's keeping it visually interesting. So it was something that he drew our curiosity with top 10 reviewers in the Brody community. That got us to click on the video. But within a few seconds, that was enough to show, hey, this guy knows what he's doing in creating an interesting presentation.
We saw the passion and we saw the skill.
Yeah.
So that's why I think he was a good example.
And he did that all on his own. He didn't come up to us and say, hey, I'm doing this collaboration of all these different reviewers. I want you to make your own little contributions first before we could get to see his skills. He came up with the video to show us what he could do first. And that led into more collaboration projects because, hey, I want to see what else he can do. And he wants to do a project with me. Yeah, I've seen what he can do before.
Yeah.
Maddie, what are your thoughts on mixing of review styles?
It's healthy to experiment and do things different and step out of your comfort zone every now and then, and to help each other out as well when, you know, oh, you do it this way, oh, that's actually better than how I've been doing it for ages, that's great, I got something out of this. So, yeah, it's healthy, I think.
Yes.
Not sure what else to say.
Yes, I think I want to add on to that because anyone who knows when I first started out with my side series, Taking Too Seriously, it was more a lot of just a lot of me talking and just giving my opinions. But some interactions with a certain hippogriff have slowly corrupted me to utilize my character in a lot more slapsticky situations. And I feel that my videos have benefited because of that.
Sticky. Very good.
So anyways, yeah, so if you want to integrate your styles, you should probably learn something new. It's just, hey, the slapstick thing is really, really funny and I love doing it, but I want to do more of it. And my audience seems to like it, so it's no-brainer. I'm saying I have a brain, it's just a no-brainer. All of you will shut up and you will not add on to that. I realize I set myself up really bad for an insult there, but you are not going to say anything.
The dark helmet on your forehead is pretty much doing my job for me.
Ow.
Well, that right there is a wonderful example about how collaboration projects are supposed to work into, hey, I've learned something new by working with this person. Because I believe both of them have improved their styles even just a little bit in little ways because they work with each other. And that's what you want to get out of a collaboration project more than anything else, is that you are both improving and expanding and stepping outside of your comfort zones and trying something you've never done before with good results.
Oh, another thing I wanted to add, I don't think we've talked about this yet, is editing programs.
No Windows Movie Maker! No!
Trust me. iMovie can be good for very small announcement videos and things like that, but using it for a huge project can be a huge detriment because you can't have multiple slides for images. You can only have one slide for an image, and it's really annoying.
I
So
should
that's
let you
why
know
I
that I use
recommend
iMovie, Miss
Premiere
Rose.
Pro.
Get out!
I am an amateur editor. I know I'm an amateur editor. I don't have very good software. It's iMovie, and there's very set boundaries on what you can do with it. But it's okay. I can
That's
make
not
very
to say you
simple and
can't use-
straightforward. I can make simple, straightforward videos with enough visuals to keep the audience watching. Nothing fancy like these two.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I'm so fancy.
But considering that I use a style that makes a lot of videos in a very short amount of time, just about covering subjects that are right on the ball, like making a review the same day as episode comes out, people get used to that and people come to expect that. They're more about listening to what I have to say rather than enjoying the visual spectacle. It's
Well, considering your voice, why wouldn't they want to listen?
It's like
It's
you're
like your
the
videos are more like a podcast, for heaven's sake.
He's like the brony version of Morgan Freeman.
maybe one of these decades I'll get that good. Maybe. Morgan Freeman didn't become world famous until he was how old?
I didn't mean that like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's how long I would expect my voice to take to get that good. Because I'm not there yet.
But we can always have him narrate a movie. Behold the mighty Wendigo as it goes down the way.
Well, he is already narrating his own life story with his new project.
Oh, the DRWolf origin story, yeah.
So you need to do a dramatic. You need to do a dramatic reading of the Twilight Saga. I know, low-hanging fruit, but
Oh dear.
it's such a. Well, hey, would you not want to listen to it? Come on, be honest.
You've taken us dark places, Scorcher.
Well, of course, it's the Twilight.
One criticism that comes up of a lot of collaborations is, oh, the equipment difference between collaborators. Oh, that person's mic doesn't sound as good as the other person. So, oh, ruined forever, 0 out of 10 unsubscribed. That's a hard line to walk because one, I don't believe in penalizing someone because at that time they can't buy a high-end microphone.
Exactly.
That's just not the way of it. But once you acknowledge that, you got to take stock and say, okay, you don't have the greatest mic, but what can you do to improve that? Calling out her positive, my collab with Keyframe, she worked so hard to improve the quality of her voiceover. She sent in several takes, listened to my feedback, improved, really went all out because she wanted to produce a high quality product and that passion showed through. Did a phenomenal job.
Or like mysterious Mr. Enter. For the longest time, he had a very, very horrible quality mic, and yet look at him now. He's got over 100,000 subscribers, and so many people want to listen to him. Why is that? It's not because
The content.
Yeah.
Content. But also, I'm sure he's also taking steps to improve the quality wherever he can.
Oh yes, he did recently purchase a new mic, and he sounds so much better. Oh my gosh.
There's a certain restlessness.
Sorry, I'm a content. Don't mind me. Look at the people in the front.
Okay. Well, there's a certain restlessness that has to come with doing a project, this constant need to be bigger and expand. And so, just look to improve wherever possible. And just to convey that this isn't just a feather in your cap. That's... Is there a sheep here? But
only princesses dream of magic sheep.
very true. But basically, when you show that kind of energy and that desire to become more as you get fit in, as you develop, people respond to that, even if they're not fully conscious of it.
Hold on, pause. Wait.
You
I love you both very much.
Oh,
And I love you guys as well. Okay, I'm a girl.
And I love you, random citizen.
I invited you here, sir. Excuse you. And content.
And now you're about to pick your nose.
Oh, isn't that adorable?
I want a victory! Hint, hint.
I knew I would need that at some point.
So yeah, I think we've about covered a lot of things. So I think we can open the floor for questions now.
Yes.
All right, I saw the first hand go up right over there.
Okay, if you had any suggestions for equipment, what would it be?
I think we each should talk about the mic we have. Yeah. I went with something called a Shure SM58 microphone with a standard pop filter. And the thing about that microphone, it is not professional level microphone that a lot of voice actors use. But it's enough to get good sound, and it's considerably cheaper and far more durable and reliable than some of those professional level microphones, because if you drop or scratch one of those professional level microphones, it can ruin the sound. With an SM58, you can drop it 27 times and it'll still work just as well.
Have you tried that?
I haven't tried that. I just know that it is a very durable and reliable microphone, and it fits a lot better into a budget than most professional microphones. You just have to use it with, I use a Scarlett 2x4 box, I think it's called, as a way to connect the microphone into the box that connects to the computer, that kind of thing.
And, I use a Turtle Beach PX21.
Yes.
It's a Turtle Beach's gaming headset, and I use that particular model because every other model, I don't know what it is about the PX21, but I love the way it sounds. I don't know why. Maybe it's because maybe my voice was just built for that particular mic, but I use that mic because it just works. It's like all the new models that came out, for some reason the mic quality is worse. I don't know why. But yes, I use it because good headset, good microphone. It is a little close to your mouth, so you will have to invest in and we'll have to find the Spitfish attachment for Audacity, which I talked about yesterday. So yeah, there is going to be a little bit of S-ing, but just with a little bit of that, it's not going to be a problem.
Here's my microphone.
My microphone.
It's a huge professional one. Again, it's my dad's, but it's very nice and it's used for professional recording and stuff like that. I don't know what it's called though. Again, it's not mine. I also have the pop filter in case people don't know what this is for, so that your P's don't sound as piercing. Also, people have been wanting to know what I use for my drawings, and that is this baby right here. It's a Cintiq, which means the screen pops up and you see exactly what you're drawing on. Like, there's actually a screen of your drawing on here, and you use a special pen to draw on it. It's very handy, but also very expensive, so I would suggest starting with a regular tablet first. Ones that don't have a screen.
I want you all to take notes. This is the moment I hate Ink Rose. She has the cool toys.
The best tablet in the business, babe.
And she has birds. You are a bird!
Mind of course.
Matt, you're on thin ice already.
So, Maddie, which microphone have you been using?
I've been using a Samsung Go mic with a pop-in filter. I don't have my usual setup at the moment for reasons, but it's tiny. I have microphone envy in crows. I also have tablet envy, but there we go. And since Incros mentioned the tablet as well, it's not here right now, but I just use a standard tablet, it's a Trust tablet, it's not a Wacom.
Nobody likes Wacom.
It's very basic tablet, but it does the job, because at the end of the day, the things that are the most expensive things out there aren't always the best. So always just stick with your budget and just be sensible, and don't just fork out all your cash for the top of the range stuff and then go, I don't know how to use it. It's too complicated. So I like to keep things simple. Basically, it's like what I'm saying. My mic is small, just like me. It's little.
And last night, I started doing reviews with a mic very similar to what Dr. Wolf is using. I think they're called condenser, right? Yeah. You see on TV shows people going, boom, drop the mic. Don't do that.
Never drop mics. Never.
There's a reason that artists are not role models. But about halfway through season 4, I upgraded to a Blue Yeti microphone. And one of the important things I learned is that you can construct your own soundproof booth from a Rubbermaid bin, some those egg carton foam bedding, and some spray-on adhesive. The goal is that you can isolate the mic from as much ambient noise as possible, and that makes a clear sound. It makes it easier for Audacity to enhance your audio. And if you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that, neither do I. There are tutorials on YouTube for both improving the quality of your voice and for building an inexpensive soundproof booth. I will say that I probably should have tried it out while the adhesive was still drying. I saw plenty colors.
So I suppose we can go to the next question.
Wait, one more thing. My dad and I just use a closet.
I saw you in the back first.
How do you get your drawing to change just subtly without having to redraw the whole thing?
Okay. Why are you looking at me?
Wait. What was the question?
I didn't get that either.
The question is, how do we affect different poses for our characters without having to draw them from scratch each time?
I don't know. I paid someone to do mine.
Layers. Ogres have layers. So does your pony.
Well, to expand on Ink, because she was kind enough to give me the Photoshop file she uses for her character. In that case, she has drawn several poses for the face, the mouth, the eyes, which are part of the face, raising the hoof forward. So you basically turn certain layers on and off to affect different poses. I'm a little weird. I work in Illustrator, and in my case, I draw a base pose for Silver Quill, just him standing neutral. And then I duplicate that layer and change just the elements I want to change. So it's always the whole character on that layer, but then I end up with like 50 to 100 layers per file. My computer hates me.
Oh, yes, my computer hates me too.
Oh.
You mean all my frustration?
So that's the joy of vectors and digital artwork. You can do a lot more faster than sometimes in analog paper, but there are pros and cons to both approaches. There's a new reviewer, Sketchy. She draws her thoughts in a notebook, scans it in, and moves the image across the page to match her voiceover. And it's a very innovative, unique style that makes her stand out.
I think that's
Doodle Dab.
That is, yeah.
No, it's Sketchy. Sketchy's the Changeling. I'm sorry, I get this.
Doodle Dab you're talking about.
Sketchy is another talented reviewer. Newcomers. It's always good to welcome new talent. But Doodle has the notebook style and relies on good old pencil and paper.
Next question. Sorry, first. Yes.
Yes. What computers do you use for editing?
I don't know what exactly my model is that I have, but
Yeah, either be a Windows or Mac.
I edit on Windows because I'm biased against
Mac,
Macs.
baby.
I can't use it. I'm just gonna be no jokes here. I just can't use Macs. It's just the interface just goes. I can't understand it. I was born and raised on Windows.
Okay.
But yeah, it's if you're trying to get a good computer, just get something with a good video card and get something with a lot of RAM.
I use a MacBook Air, and I bought a MacBook Air because I knew I'd be going to many conventions and I wanted something light that I could travel with. It's enough to make videos. It is enough because I use iMovie and I'm not doing anything too complicated. But I can tell that after more than a year of using the MacBook Air and making all these videos, 3 to 5 every single week, it's starting to show a little bit of stress. It's starting to slow down. So I imagine that the MacBook Air is more for lighter users on computers because I'm still processing a lot of videos. It's been enough for what I need, but I expect by this time next year it may need to be replaced. But we'll see.
And for you, Silver Quill?
Speaking of that last question, I could actually show you all an example of that layers using, if that's all right.
We can screen share.
Sure.
You can screen share.
All right. Here is my ink rose. So I have two, see these are all the layers right over here. I have the base model, which is kind of what's over here, and then I can change the visibility on different parts of her. So this is her closed wing, and then I have her open wing, and I have different eyebrows for her too. So I can make a bunch of different stuff. I have her cutie mark here that I can change, eyes. I can have a downward facing ear. And then most importantly though, is all the different kinds of mouths. So I can make, like I can get rid of her mouth. I must scream. I can have all different kinds of stuff. And some mouths I don't think I've ever really used yet. I have to make some more poses because I'm kind of running out of poses. I have different legs for her too. My leg! Anyway, there you have it. That's basically the basic structure, and I used Illustrator for that, for her.
Okie dokie. And
Okie dokie dokie.
Matt, you've got a new computer on the way. What was your choice?
That was being dealt with by someone else. It's going to be a custom build just like the old one. The specs I can't remember offhand, I'm afraid, but if most of you guys know my situation, the computer I was using suddenly decided, nah, screw you, I'm going to stop working for no apparent reason, just because your warranty has run out as well. Yay! So, yes, and anyway, I won't go into that because that'd bore me. Basically, like, the equipment that you use shouldn't really dictate the quality of the work that you produce, if that makes sense. Because like DRWolf says, like, you know, he's got a MacBook Air, I will be having a custom build. You know, the same kind of product can be produced in a way. You know, some might be more complicated during the actual process, but the quality ends up looking similar. If you know if you know what I mean. So,
Yeah, I've seen people make some really good pixel art in MS Paint.
yes.
And that's MS Paint.
Very word. And we're just about out of time, so I'm just going to say you can see my computer right here. I am a firm believer in the Mac. I've worked on Windows. I did Windows for a good number of years. And now I'm causing a rift. But I like the Mac. Although, funny story, I did have to buy a book to make the transition. It's like, okay, what do I press to do this on a Mac that I could do on a PC? What is this command button you speak of? All right, so
It's like me when I got my Windows laptop. What is this control button
We
for?
wanted to thank everyone for.
You're like, oh, what is that mysterious ticking noise?
I'm afraid the clock is just not up. We don't have time for more questions.
It's not a question, it's just real quick before you end.
Okay.
Munchkin, your accent is cool.
Oh, thank you for that. Great. So,
Did
and
she
thank you all
hear?
for coming.
Did
Very
you?
good.
Should I do the planetary explosion or no?
Yes!
All right, so should Munchkin do it since she's the Scotswoman, or?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it at the same time. Hey, I'll let's do it. Okay.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Did Man Munchkin hear what I said earlier?
Yes, she heard.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ka-clue! I half expected the building to blow up. That would have been awesome.
And if you'd like to stick around, I'm doing a panel of Oslo Mio up next.
Several pros panels right up next, so stick around, please.
It was great.
To other than